watching RTV6 Indianapolis. Now, the news at 6.
To the day's big stories now, remembering those who laid down their lives to keep all of us free. Today, people all over Indiana stepped away from the barbecue grills and the golf clubs to pay tribute to fallen servicemen and women. Norman Cox reports from what is traditionally the biggest Memorial Day service at Crown Hill Cemetery.
Much of the music had a World War II flair, as you might expect. This month marks the 60th anniversary of the Allied defeat of Nazi Germany. And when the traditional wreath was laid to honor America's war dead, it was placed in front of a post with a World War II-era helmet. But much of the concern today was with Hoosiers dying in the War on Terror. 30 names were read, each belonging to an Indiana resident who has laid down his life since last Memorial Day to protect our families, our freedoms, and our way of life.
Lance Corporal James Swain, United States Marine Corps. Here, sir, Major! Corporal Sasha Struble, United States Army. Here, sir, Major.
This was the 137th celebration of Memorial Day at Crown Hill Cemetery, which has been paying tribute since the holiday was first called Decoration Day in the years right after the Civil War. Thousands of servicemen and women are buried at Crown Hill. Retired Air Force Colonel Charles Wilson called them ordinary people living ordinary lives who made extraordinary sacrifices for their country.
These were people who came from all walks of life. They were our fathers, they were our sons, they were our mothers, our daughters, our brothers, our sisters, our friends, and our neighbors.
After the roll call of fallen heroes, the flag was lowered to half-staff, followed by a howitzer salute and the playing of taps. Several speakers said they could only pray for a day when it's no longer necessary to read the names of the dead, but they conceded that won't happen until we have a world without tyranny. And even now, the list of names for next year's ceremony is starting to mount. At Crown Hill Cemetery, I'm Norman Cox, RTV6.
Live from Wish TV, this is News 8, your 24-hour news station.
AC, thank you. Since last Memorial Day, 30 lives with Hoosier roots came to an end in Iraq. News 8's Mary McDermott is in downtown Indianapolis to show us how those servicemen and others were remembered this Memorial Day. Mary?
Well, Karen, many of the people who attended the service today here at the World War Memorial lost loved ones during World War II. At Crown Hill Cemetery, the losses were more recent.
He said that he probably had the best job in the world, not only serving his country, but protecting his friends.
Stephen Paul Downing Sr. speaks of Stephen Paul Downing Jr., the son he lost in Iraq October 28th of last year.
Very high price. It's the ultimate price. I'm very proud of.
Others who've lost sons or daughters, husbands or wives, fathers or mothers were at Crown Hill Cemetery today, too. Their loved ones were not forgotten.
In the wake of the terrorist attacks on September 11th of 2001, Americans were again summoned to defend our freedom. The brave soldiers, sailors, airmen, Marines, guardsmen, and reservists we honor and remember today gave their lives for us.
A release of doves and the playing of taps. At this ceremony, nobody could forget the sacrifices our servicemen and women have made, although in other places, on other days, we sometimes do.
Yes, I think people do forget the price and everything that they give and everything for freedom, take it for granted. And now when it gets closer to home and everything, when it hits your own family, I think it really makes you realize more, what the price of freedom does cost you.
Now, the Crown Hill ceremonies went on throughout the afternoon, and there were many others. In fact, in Marion County and some of the adjacent counties, there were more than a dozen services marking Memorial Day today. Mary McDermott, 24-hour News 8.